you doing at 148? No, no, no. No. Supposed to be 25. Let's do that the other way around. Do you just not persist or something like that? I don't know how that happened, but okay.
Whoa! Hi, guys. Wow. Someone turn off the light. Okay. Let's see. How are we doing? I'm back. I've got hot chocolate. I guess you're not supposed to have dairy when you have a cough. I just broke that rule. Oh, you're so godly. Steve. Godly Steve. Where are we at? Trevi Fountain. I think the Trevi Fountain is in Trafalgar Square. Show results. Thank you so much. A dragon? You want a dragon? Oh, come on. That's crazy. Like a dragon statue? How about if we change it to a phoenix? Let me bring up my XSplit window, make sure you guys can actually see me. Yeah, I'm still in frame. Great. I know I asked. A dragon? What's next? Easter Island bunny themed statue. Oh, that's good. But number 2 is so much more awesome than number 1. Dragon statue. Here, how about this? I think you guys just want to see a dragon, so here's what I'm going to do. Where's my dragon? They're in here somewhere. Critters? Rabbit? Animals? Nope. Can you guys hear that beeping? If so, it's probably really annoying. I can't find my dragons. I was going to show you the dragons, and then we'd move on to number 2. Oh, I got a hot chocolate, which was a really bad idea, but it tastes good, so I'm gonna... Statue, what's this? Oh, look, it's a statue. Let's put this guy in our set. We'll need to recolor. Whoops. What a bummer. He's in pieces. Okay, we'll have to recolor him. But this is the statue from the poster, except it's gray for some reason. Yeah, I should have gotten T. You're right. Alright, what do you guys think of the Easter Island bunny statue? Alright, we're going to do that, just because it's so much cooler and fits in. I mean, dragons, I like dragons, but I feel like we're going for something that's more unique. This is the rabbit faction. Pretty cool, huh? They will get... Someone said Easter, and I immediately went bunny. This is the rabbit faction. They will get into the game one day. Alright. I'm going to use this as the inspiration for our Easter Island statue. First, let's page in. What Easter Island statues actually look like. And we're not going to mimic this. We're doing this for inspiration. Oh yeah, did you guys know that, like, for at least when I was growing up as a kid, people thought the Easter Island statues were just heads like this. And then someone actually decided to like look below and figured out that nope, their whole bodies, they were just buried up to their heads, which was kind of mind blowing. Yeah. All right. I'm getting a good idea here. Feel good. Feel good. I just want all these images sort of in my head when I'm doing this stuff. All right. Speaking of head. Okay. Good enough. Now, let me load in my palette. So I have a nice palette that I'm using, and I can actually... How do I add it to the palette? Here, let's... Can I get an empty color map? New empty color map. Alright, so that's my lightest one. Pop it in. Someone asked about palettes. Let's actually get one here. This is my stone palette. That's the next one. That's the next one. And then I've got some dark ones. Did I already get... No, I already got that one. My next ones are here. Already got that one. Next is this one. Last... No, next is this one. And last is that one. There. Those are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stone colors, which I am going to use consistently across this whole set. And let's save this palette. Save color map as. Really? Whip. New folder color maps. Call it the stone color map. They can span layers. Duck season. Wait, what is so awesome? I missed something. What did I miss that was awesome? Jonathan DB. Yeah, I'm going to make a clean and ruined version of everything. That is just working out quite well. So we're just going to do it that way. I'm not going to fixate too much on... So I'm just doing this because it's a good starting point for me, right? I'm not attached to this particular rabbit. But this is definitely... excuse me, going to be a rabbit head from the ancient rabbit people. This is just a starting point. It's going to get roughed up and simplified, just like those Easter Island heads. It is an idol of an ancient race of rabbit people. Boom. All right. Now, how do I quickly add this stuff? Let's make a new cube. 12 by 12 by 12. Too big, too small. Too small by 1. And, oh no! Poor girl. Pop it down. That's probably big enough. That gives me something to sink my teeth into. Oh, bunny statues that you can dig out. Yeah. That's actually a pretty good idea. Alright, so my idea here is what I'm thinking about is what silhouette do I want this thing to have? And I think the answer is kind of an egg shape. So I'm working really rough here, just trying to get a silhouette that I like. Like I'm imagining if this thing is made a solid big piece of rock, right? What's it gonna look like? All right, and I want to simplify as much as I can. And I'm going to start from the ear because it's simplest to understand, and I have a specific idea about what I want to do for the ear. Which is, okay, so first simplify the form. Make it really flat and iconic. Even to the point of getting rid of that. Make it as simple as I can and still read as an ear. And I think it would be cute and effective if the ears were shorter and wider. Like I'm actually kind of imagining almost like a Totoro. Right, pop them down there. No, it's going to look like a rabbit. It's not going to look like a rabbit idol. It's not going to look like Totoro. But in terms of getting my rough sort of read on proportions and things like that, I'm going for Totoro-like proportions. He's sort of fat and squat and cute. And most importantly, simple shape. Kind of simple egg shape with some ears popped on top. So I'm going to simplify this even more. In fact, I'm just going to nuke this sort of main thing. Look, he's mad. You're so mad. All right. Really decimating this thing. That's okay. That's the whole idea. All right. I like the ear element, how it kind of sticks out to the side on these Easter Island ones. I'm going to see if I can capture that. Nuke that. And let's just like nuke all semblance of color out of this thing for now so we can focus on the silhouette. Someone said totem. I mean, I know that you weren't referring to this thing, but I like the idea of thinking of this as a totem. And actually, I've got too many voxels, I can tell already. So this is where I was mentioning, like, sometimes having a lot of, well, maybe not. Having a lot of voxels can work against you, and that's exactly what's going on here, I feel like. Like, it's starting to get a little bit too, what's the right word? Pixelated. Like, I like modeling using the bare minimum. So that was my idea with the ear. Almost have these like totemic elements. I like modeling with the bare minimum of voxels needed to get your point across. And I feel like I might have too many here, but that's okay. We'll keep going, see how it goes. That's not bad. Okay, let's fix this. Okay. So this is dead simple. I don't want to introduce like a snout element like here, because the actual rabbits don't have it. Maybe I should. What the heck? Let's experiment. Oh, it's really unfortunate, the gray that I've chosen. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, see? Tried something that worked. Okay, now let's start introducing a little bit of value into this thing. So I can tell just to distinguish my different elements. I'm gonna try something crazy. No, a little too on the nose. Well, actually, it's cute. It's really cute. We might bring it back. We're not gonna go Sabretooth. The rabbit were, well, first of all, they're herbivores, but they were a peace-loving people. Maybe that was their flaw. They love peace too much. It's the source of their demise. Okay. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Okay, so the idea is that this is like an idol. Right? So let's carve in. What the heck did I do there? Yeah. Let's carve in some elements. What? How did I... How do I load a color map? Open color map. This is why I don't have many color maps. It's very easy to mess them up. Like, I don't know how I got rid of that one. It's too light. Let's go darker. Yeah. Let's just take this all the way across. And I don't know what I'm doing for the back yet. Right. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not exactly copying those Easter Island heads, because I don't want you to think, oh, it's an Easter Island head with a rabbit instead of a human being. But I want that kind of totem-y type, this is a carved thing feel. This looks like a beard. I wasn't going for a beard, but I don't mind that interpretation. Here, like, let's try this. There. Yeah, better. All right. Now I'm going to put my main back. Okay, now since I'm roughly, very roughly happy with the silhouette, I'm going to do my copy paste trick. it would be awesome if I could get symmetric modeling support. But I know that there's actually a new version of this thing, Cubicle Constructor 2, which I unfortunately haven't had a lot of time to check out yet. It's probably already there, and I'm totally missing it. Okay, let's come in here and try knocking off that edge. Was that successful? Kind of. I feel like I need these corners. Alright, we got 20 minutes, guys. Let's get this done in 20 minutes. Wrong drink. That's coffee. This is hot chocolate. Okay. Looks like a stone idol, right? Now I want it. Do I want it to reference this? Are these all part of the same thing? Probably not. This is probably something different culturally. Don't worry, this is going to get asymmetrical. The real TKH. But it's not going to be like wildly asymmetrical. But it will not be perfectly symmetrical when I'm done. Try to tighten up the back. That might look good wider. No, not really. I don't know what I was thinking. Nuke that. Nuke that. Are you guys doing NPC villagers so you can raid and trade with them? Ultimately, yes. That is sort of what we're working towards bit by bit. And what we'll work towards in earnest. Not NPC villagers, but not like towns like yours, but NPCs that you can like interact with. We'll get going on that for real after mining is in the game. Mining is job numero uno. Alright, this is not terrible. I'm gonna add a little bit of color on the inside of the ears, just so that when you're looking at this thing at an angle, the back ear will sort of look a little darker. Eyes being black, too glaring. I'm not gonna disagree with that. What's my darkest? Is this my darkest? Is it the same? Yeah. Right. Oh my goodness! I need a tail. Thank you. Alright, this being an idol. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? Well, it's not that hard, really. You know, stone idol, so super simple. And probably take it all the way down to the ground, even though If this was not an idol, I would not do it this way. There. So there he is. That's not horrible. That's not bad. Now, if we wanted to be cute, hold on. Right, so let's add our sort of baked in lighting a little bit. I'm just penciling away. Tick, 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 tick. Taller ears? Really? Alright, I'm going to try taking about 1 voxel. I like that they're stubby, because it's almost like they ran out of stone, or like they didn't have the tools to like... It's not bad. You win. Good call. Alright, now let's try doing something. I said I wasn't going to do this. I said I wanted to keep it really simple, but I'm going to try. Is that an improvement? Yeah, it's an improvement. Okay. It looks like a bear. Alright. Can't have it looking like a bear. I'm going to drop the eyes in. I don't think that's going to work, but I'm willing to try. Yeah, it works. Good job. Kind of makes it look a little bit, you know, dead in a good way, because it is a statue. Really seals that statuey look, right? Dead eyes. Yeah, they are ear bracelets. That's exactly what I was going for. Because, like, imagine, like, you had a race of sentient rabbits, and they had, like, you know, vanity and stuff like that, all the human characteristics. Where would they put their jewelry? Well, obviously in the ears. You think they should be super long? Alright, we're going to try a version where they're super long. I don't have confidence in that vision, but it's easy to try, and you guys have been right before. So, okay, that's just ridiculous. Let's take it down a notch. Alright, let's get our other set pieces out of the way. They're blocking the view. Well, okay, here. So the advantage of this approach is that it lets me do stuff like this. Right? Someone wanted asymmetry. Alright, we're going to go with this. And you know what? I'm going to have 2 versions. Because I feel like if I was making like a field of these, you could have variety. You could have this one and that one. Yeah. And I like the repetition of this pattern, the green bands on the ears with the dark bands in the body. I think that works well. Earrings, not ear donuts. Yeah, earrings. I will put bye, on the rabbit people, not on the statues, because I feel like that's a little bit too intricate for a stone idol carving. Tails need to be stubbier. What do we got? We got 10 minutes left. All right, let's age one of these puppies, and then we're gonna have to call it a day. Where'd we go? Save. Huh. All right, let's grab our moss colors. Put a ring around the base just to cement this guy to the ground. That's easy. And now add our moss. Wow, that makes such a huge difference. You're just like bringing them in and really putting them in the environment. If I do say so myself. Okay, and then what worked before for us was adding moss to the top. Just to like age them up. Yeah. Not a lot. Hey, hey, ho, ho. That's pretty good. Thanks, Matt, man. Appreciate it. You want a broken ear on one? If one of them's gonna have a broken ear, wouldn't it be this one? Alright, hold on. You are now obsolete. Are you obsolete? Yes, because we would never have a pristine ruin. Hold on. I've changed my mind. Maybe on some planet there's some underground where moss would grow or something. Break the ear. You want me to break the ear? I can do that. If we're gonna break it, it would be broken like this. And I can say this with authority because, well, I don't know, because we made it, so we could say how it would break. Right? It would be like that. Now let's take off the top entirely and do like one of these. Oh man, I don't know about that. I feel like that. It looks like it was too much. It was too much. It's too much. We took off too much material. It looks like he's getting dissected. So let's put some material back. Okay, now I have that core in there, which is always going to be there. So now I can take off the right amount of material. Right? Maybe that's the right answer. That was not the right answer. There. Just like a nick. Yeah, that's better. And we haven't aged this guy at all. So aging him, her, will help. Right. Knock that off. Right. Much more ancient. Ancient statue. Boom. Really ancient. Too ancient. Let's add that back. Like, I found that these weathering notches and nicks and everything work better if you if you add too many, then they take over. Like, you don't really see them. They sort of fade in the background, but at least that's my impression. If, like, I notice them but don't, like, see them, if you know what I mean, that's when they work best. Playing around with words there. What are you guys asking about? A bigger piece needs to be cut? I don't know. I tried cutting the bigger piece. Didn't like it. There. Squared off. It's kind of bigger now. Let's do this. There. Now you get a bigger piece if you're looking at it from the correct angle. From there it looks big, but it's not. It doesn't dominate the piece. Let's say maybe moss would not grow there. Let's knock that off. There. All right. How far along is the rabbit race? The rabbit race has been modeled, and we know their place in the world, but in implementation, not very far. This is Cubicle Constructor was. There's a free version that you can use to play around with. I think there's still a free version. This is version 1 of the program. Version 2 is out and has a lot of improvements. I just haven't had the time to learn it yet. But Google Cubicle Constructor, and I think they still have a free eval version. Why would there be no moss in the broken parts? I don't know. I completely made that up. But it made sense to me at the time, so I'm sticking with it. Also, I want to keep the, from like a color, just straight up color theory, I like the contrast that the interior provides. And if I cover it with the same color moss, I lose that contrast. And if I add a different color moss, like a darker moss, then I end up having, I think, too many colors on the model. If you notice, like, I don't have very many colors at all. All these, every single one of them, has been done with the same 6 shades of gray, except for this one, which I still have to convert. 6 shades of gray, and then 2 greens. That's it, right, for all of them. So you don't need a lot of colors. In fact, I found that generally my designs work better when I use fewer colors. Pick, a small number of colors that go well together and use them, smartly in the right places, and that works out a lot better for me. There's something going on there, like where I use, only a tiny amount of colors and the smallest number of voxels. Something about economy of, I guess, materials. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it seems to be the similar factors at play in 2 different spaces. Nick you up because you're old. You're so old. Too much. There. Okay, guys, it's noon. Pretty good 3-hour stream with a break in the middle. Time for me to get out of here. You've been watching the Stonehearth development stream. You can check us out at stonehearth.net. Our alpha is available for sale. When you buy the alpha, you get a Steam key. Will be available for purchase on Steam sometime in 2015. I will try to do these fairly often. I think the last one was like 3 weeks ago or something. Maybe like every 2 to 3 weeks seems like about the right cadence. I always get a lot done. You guys are always very helpful. It's just a question of when I can take time out to be like sequestered away in the isolation chamber. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. See if I can figure out how to turn this thing off. Broadcast, Twitch.